Okay, then off we go, Simon. Please, thank you.
Okay. Hello, Graham. Graham, you played 100 Test matches. Were those the toughest second-day spin conditions that you've seen, in your playing career and in your coaching career?
Yep. It's incredibly challenging on that surface for us on day two. They're obviously a very skilled spin attack as well on their own conditions, and it was a very good toss to win.
How should you try to bat on a pitch like that, or is it a lottery?
Well, there are some balls in the pitch which you might not be able to do too much about. But we talked about trying to have a plan, being clear in the areas that you can attack and how you can rotate strike and how you can defend. So the guys have plans, but they didn't happen today for us. There were some good deliveries in there, some unfortunate dismissals as well, some good catches from India as well today. So we didn't get the partnerships going. I thought Ben Folkes played very well. Ball got a little bit softer. It wasn't quite so much of the devil in the delivery, but we'd lost early wickets in the piece, and that really set us back today.
Is it a pitch that's fit or acceptable for the second day of a Test match? Is it a pitch fit for Test cricket?
It's a very challenging surface. That's what I'm going to say. I think in terms of me commenting on the pitch, I think that's for someone above me to look at. But it's obviously taken a turn early in the game, and as I said, it was a very good toss to win to bat on day one.
How do you see the game from here? I mean, 250 lead, 3 days left. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is. Well, we need. You'd say we need something very, very special to happen tomorrow for us, and somebody to do something amazing with the bat. So I think we knew we were going to have some tough days, and I think the most important thing is that our dressing room doesn't get too affected by today. We've got some players in our team which are touring this part of the world for the first time against a very, very strong Indian side. So just as last week when we won the first Test match, here we know that we have to stand up, keep learning as well. I think that's the most important thing, that some of our players keep learning and developing in this part of the world. Because we knew we were going to have some challenging days here.
Thanks very much, Graham. Thank you.
Ben Ransom now, please, from Sky Sports News.
Lovely. Hi, Graham. Just on that point, how big is that challenge not to be too affected by what has been a difficult day?
Well, I mean, that's part of our job, really, is to keep things level in the dressing room. I think even after the first Test match, we knew it was a fantastic result. We had to work extremely hard for it. Like I think you have to in this part of the world if you're going to get victories. And like today, I think it's really important that we don't get too down by this. Look at maybe how we could have done things a little bit better. I mean, the one thing we've obviously tried to do is build big partnerships, and that hasn't happened today. Yes, we know the pitch has challenged us. But we also need to be able to look forward as well and actually just enjoy the challenge of the next innings coming for the players and see how they can keep moving forward and develop their games.
And just one final one. Is there a sense of frustration again with the DRS system? I'm thinking of the Rohit Sharma review that was given not out because he was ruled to have been playing a shot.
Well, we have to accept the decisions which are made on the field, and we have to trust the technology which is behind the scenes as well. And that's really all I can say on that.
Thank you.
Rory, please. Rory Dollard.
Hi, Graham. You've said there obviously that the conditions are very, very challenging for your guys. That's how you're reading it. Do you think it's akin to India coming over maybe and the ball hooping around at Trent Bridge, or is it of a different magnitude to that?
Well, I mean, look, we can only deal with what's in front of us today. And sometimes when you're playing at home, you've certainly got an advantage. You only have to look at India's record at home to know that. To say that their spinners are experienced at bowling on these surfaces. We've got some players, as I said, who are here for their first time in this part of the world. So we have to keep that in perspective for our players as well.
Rob?
Hi, Graham. You said Ben had played particularly well. Was there anything technically or tactically he did that stood out for you and that maybe some of the other guys didn't?
Well, there's an element of you'd naturally say when you're playing spin to be able to pick the length well, and that puts you in a position to either be able to score or trust your defence if you can't actually score. So that's how we try to simplify the plan for the players as well, and they have to go out and execute. And there may be a few in there today which didn't quite execute. There are also some good deliveries and some fine catches as well from India today. So we have to kind of, we know we wanted to do better. We're naturally disappointed, with the deficit in the game after 2 days. But I think it's important that we don't allow ourselves to get too down about it. I think, as I said in the beginning, we knew that we were going to have some tough days here as well.
Thanks.
Dean Wilson, please.
Hi Thorpe. I just wanted to get some clarity on that DRS decision. I know you say that you've got to accept the technology and so on, but we saw yesterday that obviously mistakes can be made and they can be rectified. Are you satisfied that the process worked properly? Was Joe not told that no shot was offered, and did that change?
I don't know actually, Dean, to be honest. I don't know if Joe said that. It was obviously a canny bit of play by Pujara.
And I mean, if there was to be,
I think the umpire, the umpire has to make that decision. Dean, he has to, decide at the time whether he thinks the player has played a shot at the ball, and we have to accept it.
Yeah, but I guess that Joe is not going to send it upstairs if he knows that he hasn't played it, if he has played a shot, because it's clearly outside off stump.
I've got to say, I haven't spoken to Joe about the detail of whether the umpire said he was playing a shot or not.
Okay, but I mean, I just wonder whether or not you felt that the ICC might want to look at having kind of specialist third umpires doing that job, that maybe it's actually quite a specialist skill. It's different to standing in the middle, and to get the consistency that everybody is keen on, maybe that's a way forward.
But quite possibly it's something which could be looked at. Like I said, the on-field umpire at the time has to make that decision, and that's the one he came down on the side of. He thought that the Jara was playing a shot.
Two more,
just finally
please.
from me, you said it was a good. Sorry, just finally from me, you said it was a good toss to win. There is a theory, but by some of your former teammates, that suggests that actually the toss is largely irrelevant because the ball has been spinning, significantly from day one, and therefore, maybe less good players are just as effective as the really good players. Do you not subscribe to that?
Well, I think even in the first Test match, we would believe that it was a good toss to win, and I think this was just as important. I think we know that the pitches deteriorate here as the game goes on, and this one has gone a little bit quicker.
Two more questions now.
Thanks,
Sriram and Tim Wigmore, please.
Hi, Graham. Considering your philosophy in Surrey has been extreme pace and extreme spin, how do you rate and what would you want the English batsman to do on a track like this? We saw Ben Fox opening up his stance, standing on the off stump. We saw Jack Leach in his short innings coming down the track. Would you like the others to probably come down the track, or what would be the approach you would like that would make you happy? back in, if it was a Surrey academy?
Well, to play every delivery off the middle of the bat. But look, I've said that all players have different methods. I think that the skill to playing spin is obviously picking the length well and then playing it in the appropriate place and having options to be able to either rotate strike, or if you're in a position to be able to put boundary shots away as well, and also be able to trust your defence. I think there's some deliveries on there today which sometimes you can't do too much about, but that's how I would sum up, for our players to play spin over here.
Finally, Tim Wigmore, please.
Hi, Thorpe. Just on Rory Burns, he's had obviously a bit of a tough time since the start of the Pakistan series. Anything you've observed or seen from him?
Yes. No, he's obviously, he missed the Sri Lanka series, and he's come here, he's worked hard, and I'm sure Rory would love to have posted more runs on the board, but he's a fighter, and and he'll continue to do that.
Yeah, anything he could be doing differently or anything?
Oh no! Look, I think sometimes when players don't get the runs which they want, they have to just keep a nice, clear mind. And we've spoken about kind of like simple things over here in this part of the world, and he just needs to, I think, keep a nice, calm head and a nice, positive approach to his play.
Cheers.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much indeed. Take care and speak to you again. Thank you.